Welcome back to Austria-Hungary in the Great War mod for Hearts of Iron 4, and we will, without further ado, just continue on with the preparations for the Great War. Starting with our fleet. We have completed the construction of our... what was it? It was Protected Cruiser 2 that was done, and I didn't realize that they didn't continue making them afterwards. And it also made me realize to check what kind of fleet we have right now. The fleet right now is consisting of 3 battlecruisers, a bunch of pre-dreadnoughts, a lot of protected cruisers, and then some destroyers, a lot of destroyers, and some coastal submarines. The coastal submarines, obviously, the least important in our current fleet. And they will be under the leadership of Admiral... well, we can pick between Anton Haus or Miklos Horthy. Horthy sounds awesome. Pick him. He will lead the fleet. And we also have a free dockyard to place on whatever we so desire. We could go to have some large armored cruisers in our fleet. They take quite a while to make, so that will be 7.89 years to produce. But at that point we could as well go for the battle cruisers or even the dreadnoughts. And they also take a long time. Or we can make some more protected cruisers, but I think we will need some sort of battle cruiser of sorts. I think we will go for the battle cruiser, and when we... and switch out maybe one of them over here instead, so that will be 4 years. In 4 years it will be in the middle of the war, we'll get an additional battle cruiser, hopefully helping us out quite a bit. And also we are producing some additional naval dockyards here in Dalmatia. Could even bump up the priority of them, so they will be done fairly soon, and we can have more producing our battle cruisers. Hopefully being done before the war starts, at least one of them. That is the hope, that is the dream, that is what we will live by. Could also be making some more convoys, but we'll think of that when we have our battlecruiser ready. Or battlecruiser operational, if you so will. We can now modify the government once more by adding in a Chief of Navy. Hermann von Spaun, which gives naval experience. Additional, that's not too much. Or Franz von Holub, with capital ship attack and the screen attack. Basically everyone attacks better. I like that, pick him. He will lead our fleet to glory against the stupid Royal Navy that no one has ever liked besides those who serve in it, probably. That is my guess anyway. We have a free military factory for whatever we desire, maybe making additional scout airplanes. I think the support equipment will be fine, we are reducing the deficit and it will be reduced pretty soon. Plus the production will ramp up over time. So we can produce something else instead. We can make a Zeppelin. I'm not sure what you will need a Zeppelin for. But it would be pretty cool. I like it. Let's have some Zeppelins being made. We start with how many airplanes? Airship, 3 of them. And then we have close air support, 3 of those too. So basically we start out with 6 airplanes. That's great. But now we have some additional ones from our scouts, which are counted as close air support apparently. We have 29 of them in storage. So we have 32 scout airships, or scout airplanes at the moment. Which is not the most that anyone has ever had of anything, but it should probably be enough for now to suit our needs. Enables building trench. Do we want that? Maybe. Actually, we do probably want that. We're done with reinforcing the Emperor's authority. And we can go down to militarism, which gives us a large amount of manpower. Which is excellent. Excellent for us. Alright, well, let's pick someone from our military high command. We could have capital ship improvements, fleet logistics, additional or better cavalry, screens, army logistics. One thing that I'm noticing here is that for a nation that is not really famous for their naval contributions to the world, it's pretty interesting that 4 out of these 7 advisors that are available have to do with naval. And 1 of them has to do with naval too, with amphibious invasion speed. That strikes me as a little bit weird. So we'll start with Friedrich von Beck-Riskovsky, increasing our cavalry or improving our cavalry across the board. He will make sure that our cavalry is top-notch, the best they could ever, possibly, hopefully, ever become. An additional Gebirgsjäger is done and ready. So Germany now, do you still hate us for going against you in that thing? Yes, they do. But they have done, we have increased that again with diplomatic bonus, so they do love us. Absolutely love us. Meanwhile, Italian opinion of Austria-Hungary is actually positive now, with diplomatic bonus and German-Austrian alliance focus. Italy is going for... Ah, they have a different tree here. What does the Italian tree consist of? Regio Esercito, Corpo Aeronautico. Yeah, so those are the standard ones. And then diplomatic efforts, secret deal with France. No, don't do that. And then they will go for anti-Austria-Hungary policy. Ah. We will try them anyway. We will make sure that they can't go for the enemy side. We will proceed with our idea. I have high hopes for it. I have all the faith in the world that Italy will do the right thing when it comes to it. Does that make me an idiot? Maybe. Potentially. But it's what I can do at the moment. It's what I need to do. We can build a trench over here in Lemberg. We should probably do that. I don't know how long it takes for trenches to be done, but we can make some trenches across the land. Do we need any more than that? I don't think so. I don't think we even need all of this. How much does it take to make a trench? 2,000. Oh wow, that's quite a bit. Quite a bit, in fact. But we will do it. Mostly because I don't want to have additional military factories if I don't know what to put them on. Support equipment, sure, that could be done. But then again, that's a pretty stupid reason of not building military factories, isn't it? Yeah, I will switch that out. I will cancel all of this. There we go. Cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. Plus, I'm not expecting to have a static conflict there anyway. So we will make some additional military factories for us. And now we have additional Landwehrdivision that will be added to this army over here. Militarism is already done. Bureaucracy or military youth, additional recruitable population or civilian factory and political power. Yeah, or do we want to go over here? Kingdom of Hungary exists. Huh. This one doesn't require anything of us. Okay, bureaucracy it is. Let's see here. Recon company, reconnaissance. Go for it. We have good technology. I have high faith in our technology. Army logistics is the next pick. Maybe we should add a tank designer, aircraft designer. Is probably the best one. Light aircraft designer. We will focus on having air superiority and then leave it at that. What? We could already make trenches before. I took it for granted that this technology was done. That's why we could make it. Apparently we can make trenches even before we can make trenches. If that makes any sense. Cult of Defensive Doctrine. Sure, we will get started on that. It takes a long time for each one to be done, so we should probably start now so we're ready somewhat in case of war. It's 1911, it's the 15th of May, and time is speeding up because I ordered it to. I am a time master, and I've also been watching DC's Legends of Tomorrow, so I kind of want to become a time master, sort of, slightly. If you ever watched a TV show, you probably know what I mean. Basically, I watch a lot of TV shows. TV shows. I've been going through The Office lately. Great stuff. Parks and Recreation. Great stuff. Legends of Tomorrow. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Great stuff. All great stuff. I am incapable of being negative to TV shows. Well, most of them, anyway. I did quit. I did quit that show about this stuff. No, The Walking Dead. That's the name of it. I did quit that one after like 6 seasons. So I can sometimes be very critical to them. But this has nothing to do with Austria-Hungary. There are no zombies in Austria-Hungary, at least not at the moment. Could potentially end up being the case. I wonder if there's any sort of, I don't know, comic book or book for that matter, or TV show that is about the Great War, and eventually there's so much death coming from the Great War that the dead rise up, and then Germany, Austria-Hungary, France, the Allies, everyone has to band together to fight against the undead. Now I have a book idea. Now I need to find someone to write it for me and then put my name on it so I can get all the money. Anyone willing to write a book for me? Anyone? And now it turns out that someone has already done that idea, and thus all I said is pointless. But still, if anyone is willing to write a book for me and then put my name on it so I can take all the money and you will be forgotten to history, just write me an email. I will be very excited about that prospect. Very excited. Alright, we have an additional military factory. What to put it on? Maybe some more scout airplanes. Maybe some more infantry equipment. The support equipment will handle itself. Maybe some more field artillery. Not like we need the field artillery right now, and we're actually building up a stock of them. But in any kind of military expansion, we could use an additional surplus of them. It could be good. The only thing I hate about building surpluses of infantry equipment or field artillery and stuff like that is when you upgrade them and you have to look at them lacking like 200,000 until parity due to having so many in stock already that you need to turn out. The Agadir crisis. Provoked by the increasing power of France over the state, Moroccan citizens have begun a rebellion against Sultan Abdelhamid as the French are preparing to lift the siege. Okay, basically stuff is happening over here. Is what I got out of that. Things are happening, people are not happy, and that's the gist of it. So is everyone very excited about this invasion over here? They seem to be. We could also take control of the condominium of Bosnia-Herzegovina's forces. Or couldn't we? Request forces? Wasn't there some way to take control of them? Maybe not. But we could request their forces. There. If we want. What kind of forces do they have? That's pretty shit. I gotta be honest, that's pretty bad. 2 infantry brigades. That's nothing. I don't need that. No one needs that. Alright, material designer, infantry equipment, small arms, research time. That could be useful, especially when during the war we will have some reforms being done here. We will unlock this one in 1914, this one in 1916. The Mona Lisa has been stolen. It's pretty bad security. Should send it to Austria-Hungary. Nothing gets stolen from Austria-Hungary. Let me tell you that for a fact. Austria-Hungary is quite amazing. It is, after all, the greatest country the world has ever seen. As is known. It is known. No one questions it. There. Oh, I accidentally made one in Prague, but that's fine. We need one in Prague. I like the mix of the music from the original game and these other songs that have been added from the mod itself. I always like the music in Paradox games. Even when, in the past, they used to have licensed music from the era. I'm talking EU2 and the games from that era, basically generation 1 of Paradox games. You can see that from the style of interface and everything, which era they come from. Like Crusader Kings 1, European Souls 1, 2, Hearts of Iron 1, 2, and Victoria 1 are both in, or all of them are in generation 1 of Paradox games. And then you have EU3, you have Victoria 2, and you have Hearts of Iron 3. They're in generation 2, right? And those started with music that was composed by Andreas Walletoft, who is still the one making the music for Paradox games. And now you are on generation 3, starting with Crusader Kings 2, and European Universalis 4, and also now Heartsfire 4 and Stellaris. And hopefully, Victoria 3. Hopefully. Let's just all take our hands together and pray that Victoria 3 will be a thing. Let's see, logistics company. Military police could probably be good for the occupied territories. There's almost a bit too many things to, or too few things to research. Reorganization Act, good. And soon we are done with unifying the realm, which will lead to Austrian HQ. Oppress minorities, which is really fun. Who doesn't like to oppress minorities? Though again, do we need to oppress the minorities? They will give land doctrine research, naval doctrine research, air doctrine research, and division organization malices for a year, while we give ideological fanaticism for a bit more than a year. I don't see the point of taking this, honestly. It reduces political power, and you get some pretty nasty malices. But for what exactly? I don't see it. Ban minority languages? Unify realm? But that's... I hate these bonuses that are limited to a certain time. Like this one is only for 730 days, and it reduces your base national unity and costs 100 political power. Austrian HQ sounds much better since you only need one of them to proceed to massive effort. So yeah, I don't see the point of these two. If you want to be a bastard, then sure, you can pick them. Other than that, there's no point. Some more airplanes, maybe? We are already caught up with support equipment. We have a surplus now in it, and we will build a surplus, even bigger one, going forward. Do we have any other Ersatz division that needs to be replaced? Over here we have Landwehr. In this one we have the cavalry one. Here we have some Ersatz divisions that needs to be switched up. This one will be made into Landwehr. War medicine is done. Here we have some Landwehr too, actually quite a bit of them. These ones will all switch to Landwehr division. There we go. And now suddenly we don't have a surplus anymore of support equipment. So get on working on more. I think we are done with all of these things. It's 1916 for the rest in the industry tree. In engineering, we can go ahead with some other things too. The Kingdom of Italy declared war on Libya. Oh yeah, it was the Libyan part that they had a war for. Which means that we can soon go for the whole give South Tyrol and Istria to Italy. Which will hopefully mean that Italy doesn't go on their stupid path to anti-Austria-Hungary policy. No one likes that. Austrophobia, we can see that when we get that. Austrophobia. They don't have Austrophobia yet. Which is an interesting term, by the way, Austrophobia. Either way, they don't have it, so that's good. That's good. Aircraft designer, light aircraft is good. Yeah, aircraft design, light aircraft. As soon as we can make fighters, we will make fighters, and we will make a lot of them. To make sure we're safe. Here we go. This is fairly decent at the moment. We have gotten some additional army experience, so we could modify, for example, the Gebirgsjäger. I think they need some more Gebirgs mountaineers. Let's add 2 more to make them a bit sturdier, make them able to stand up to abuse, and add some infantry here. Artillery will add combat width to... If we add 1 more infantry and then artillery, that will end up with 19 combat width, which is not ideal. But it would increase our soft attack quite dramatically. Wouldn't it? If we add artillery. It also increase our hard attack, which always sounds funny because it sounds like heart attack. Yeah, that is a fairly significant increase in soft attack. I'm a big fan of that. The weight is a problem. We would gain a lot of weight from that. But we would get increased heart attack, and also, so at this point I'm just making it deliberately. We will save that. We will have additional artillery, plus we are making... Oh yeah, we will need a lot of artillery suddenly. I get that. That's good. Now we have a use for all of our stuff, right? So that's good. Unify the realm. Good. And soon they will be done with their war, and as soon as they are done with their war, we can entice them with our brilliant offer. A brilliant offer. Mass charge is ready and done, which means we can go for entrenching battalions and then make a decision. Make a decision between mobile defense or static defense. Obviously going for mobile defense. Thank God the T is safe. That's good. The T is important. Republic of China. Under Sun Wen, who will probably give way to Chiang Kai-shek eventually, when he's dead. I think that's the storyline, and then we will have the whole communism thing, and things will go bad after that, and the civil war, and eventually People's Republic of China. That's Chinese history in a nutshell. Could we defeat... If we take a look at, for example, this seems like a regular Russian. 4 to 7 and having everything else. So these are basically our most advanced units that we could possibly have, the Stoßtruppen. Is that the regular division? It does look that way. So the Stoßtruppen is the most important they have. Meanwhile, our guys have 8. They have 4 to 7. Probably around 6. We have 8 there, and we have 1 specific artillery one. I think we would have the upper hand. I definitely think that. Improve torpedo propulsion or reinforce rates. Take that one. Russian Empire is in the Entente faction with other nations. Oh yes, they are. Oh yes, they are. They are in a faction with quite a few people. Mostly, just look at this faction. It's stretched across most of the world. It is pretty insane. Most of it British though, which is fairly disappointing. Fairly disappointing. How can the British ever be so powerful and foolish? We will need a lot of field guns to make up for that decision. We will have 2 years to make those field guns. And we will need a lot of military factories for that. So good luck to us. Maybe we will succeed in making all those. Maybe. I'm hoping for a quick victory, just like the Austrians of the past did. I'm hoping for a quick victory against Belgrade to then transfer over all of those units to Russia itself. And then crush Russia and murder France. And if we get Italy on our side, then maybe we should send some aid to Germany against these guys. They are building up trenches and forts, while the Germans have a lot of trenches. I would say that the Germans they are a bit stronger at the moment. They have Straßenpanzerwagen. If we take a look at the Straßenpanzerwagen, they have a nice hard attack and 23 soft attack. While our Landwehrdivision have 4.5, they have 5. So I would say that our Landwehrdivision, together with, due to the artillery primarily, has a pretty good hard attack. I would say they're as fast as these other ones too. So there's no difference in speed. And we wouldn't have to have a separate line just to make armored cars for these special units. That would not be necessary. So overall I think our Landwehrdivision will be fairly well. Or do fairly well. What I would like to do is increase the hussars though. Make a bit more cavalry here. So they will have a bit more punch. Unify the realm is done. We now have 80% national unity. We will save the Austrian HQ for now. We could go the military youth, but we don't need the recruitable population for now. The paramilitarism is good. It is good, but I'm not interested in it right now. Assert position in the east, or maybe going for this one will give some army experience. Army experience is nice. We can modify our horses to be a bit better horses. Better horses than ever been before. First Balkan war reaction, and then investigate Serbian expansionism. Send troops to help Bulgaria. We will assert position in the east so we can give Bukovina to Romania and make sure we have that. Grand Duke William IV dead. And the Balkan League. I wonder how long the Balkan League will last. The Balkan League consists of Serbia, Bulgaria and Greece, who probably want to dismantle the Ottoman Empire in the Balkan War. And then everyone will turn on Bulgaria, I'm pretty sure. That's how history goes. That's how it goes. That's how it probably will go. So far everything seems to be going the historical track. There, and breakthrough will be fairly useless for us. Submarine attack also fairly useless for us, though we do have submarines and we don't have tanks, so it will be a bit more useful than the other option. What else? This one is not too far away. We can get started on that. And then maybe have some additional military high command. Fleet logistics, capital ships. Screens. We have primarily screens, so having them be better will be better for us. These ones have now, for example, 3 battlecruisers, 11 battleships, and then mostly screens. Alright, I guess improved torpedo propulsion will be good. And we can add a ship designer, who will do what exactly? Raiding fleet designer. It will increase or decrease naval research time, and also make things better. Screen production cost minus 25%, max range. The thing is, we don't need to have a good range. Oh, but the capital ships losing so much firepower and armor, no thank you very much. Raiding fleets, much better. No, not really. Naval firepower, minus 10% on the capital ships. So, I don't know. At first glance, this seems to be giving a lot of positive things, but at a second glance, the minus in naval firepower, not worth it. I'm going for the regular naval company. It's got a very unoriginal name, the naval company, but it served us well, and it will continue to serve us well. And I think we're almost done on making these Gebirgsjäger. Sinking of the Titanic is unfortunate, but inevitable. There we go. Add up speed. Add a boy. Third position in the east. Romanian rapprochement. And then, do we need to wait for anything specific? Well, we need to go for Romania before they're in a factory with France. And has the war not ended between these guys? No, it hasn't, but Italy is managing a naval invasion. So good job, Italy. Just don't be on the enemy's side. If you could do me that favor. Please, please don't go to the enemy's side. We want you, we need you, we love you. Just come with us, we will treat you nicely. Don't worry, we're not creeps. Come with us though. Modify government again, tank designer maybe? Or Chief of Air Force? Chief of Air Force it is. We'll probably be able to deck out all of this before any war starts anyway. Make some more naval or armor factories, or military factories, I mean. That's all we need to do. We need some more field artillery, and that's really all we need to produce at the moment. Everything else is going brilliantly. We have Zeppelins, we have quite a few aircrafts at this point. Ah, it finally happened. Now we can observe while the Ottoman Empire gets ultimately crushed by the combined efforts of Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece. And we will probably see the Balkan League succeed. I just wish we could have any sort of information on what's happening there. So we will give Bukovina to Romania here. Bukovina has one military factory that we will lose, which is a shame. We could dismantle it if we want to be really, really mean to them. But we won't do that. Especially since we're hoping to have them on our side, it would be fairly stupid to piss them off that way. There we go, so this is as strong as this army will ever be. Mostly because we won't give them any more men after that. So those 24 divisions should just crush Serbia. Granted, Serbia is currently in a war, so there will be really, really crushing. But we will manage. We will do it. Either way, even if they're not in a war, we will do it. There's no doubt there. This is 2.3 years away, while maybe getting these things, air squadrons and stuff like that, could be worthwhile now when we have nothing else to do. We're almost done with entrenching battalions anyway. And we have an additional military factory. Now we're up to 31 military factories. How are you doing on that, Germany? Oh, 57. Damn it. I was hoping we would catch up finally, but we are proportionally better off than we were before. But there's still like 1.7 times as many as we do. Or something like that. Alright, I think that's enough of Gebirgsjäger as well. Gebirgsjäger, I'm cancelling all production of you. And instead adding in production of some hussars. Not a lot of them, but some of them. And speaking of hussars, I think I will add, whenever I can, more cavalry. And strengthen the eastern side. Bukovina will be given to Romania. It will happen very, very soon. Bukovina, come on. Entrenching battalions is done. Time to make a decision. Machine gun team, rifleman, primacy. This also sounds pretty cool to have rifles and things. There, we should probably also, here for example, here is where all of our airplanes currently are. We should send some 100 airplanes over there. In fact, we could also send in all of our Zeppelins over there and combine these two. To merge, select 2 or more air wings in the same type from the same airbase. Ah, they need to not be in transfer. Okay. They will be there very, very soon. Come on, I just want this to be done. There we go. Now we can merge them and we can merge these. Great, so we have some airplanes deployed. We should probably do the same over here in Bosnia. They will get the rest of the airplanes. Conveniently, 200 exactly at the moment. Alright, where were we? Give Bukovina to Romania. Okay, organize the realm. Could be the next. We could also go for Balkans policy. Or we can go over here. It's a shame that we won't get military expertise from Germany, but it's fine. We don't need it. Organize the realm. So did they agree? Well, they took it. Hopefully now they like us, they don't. Alright. Maybe they will remember that we gave them territory. I don't think they will. So maybe that would be Maybe that was a bad move. Maybe. I guess the future will tell us. The future will judge us. Right, we have all the doctrines to make now. And some divisions that needs to be assigned. Menial tasks like that. Let's just take a look at that tree anyway while the speed is running on. Call Romania to war. Honor our pact. Well, they did accept it, so I'm assuming they will honor it. Or rather, I'm hoping they will honor it. I really do hope it. Where is the horses? The horses should probably be sent to somewhere in this region. Though maybe you should not be adding front lines at all and should be used manually to greatest effect. I'll figure that out when the war comes. The actual strategy for the war itself. How's it going on the Western Front? France over here has 125 to 236 divisions. Germany has 268 and we have 94. We're actually nothing compared to Germany. We should probably be adding even more Landwehrdivisions to be produced. I don't even know why I say divisions. Divisions. Okay, some more infantry equipment, I guess, at the moment. So, I don't know what to do. Recruitment propaganda will give us additional 100,000 men, which is not a lot, even though it sounds the way. Oh, no, I don't want to do that yet. But 45 Russian borders sounds amazing. That sounds really good. Since we have now 37 divisions facing Russia, who themselves have over 100 divisions, and a lot of them seems to be fairly good. I'd say we need a lot more divisions in order to win this. I don't even know why I put it on field artillery. We don't need that much field artillery anyway. So it's December 1912. We have about one more guaranteed year and then a few months before the war starts. The war will probably start as all these wars ever start. So we'll see. The Balkan War is well underway. I think they are behind schedule. I feel they are behind schedule at any rate. Shouldn't they have won by now? Italy is invading Anatolia itself because for some reason they're being bogged down in Libya. And they are doing extremely well. Good job, Italy. I'm impressed. I suck at naval invasions in this game. So whenever I see someone doing well, it's rather impressive. Quite impressive, in fact. How many airplanes do we have now on? An additional 100 in surplus. We could send them to Lower Austria. 100 airplanes on the way. I said 100 airplanes. Okay. They will help out in case Italy decides to become evil. And it would seem that they have not turned evil yet. They might soon. They very well might. Making some more zeppelins for the people, rather for us. I don't think the people gives a shit. And we have all of our factories still left. I guess make more military stuff. Slovenia, for example, nothing has been done there. And Bohemia is behind. Build airports near Russian borders could be useful. This could also be useful. Build airports so we can get that bonus to all the doctrines. America chooses new freedom. Woodrow Wilson. That's a surprise. Who could have thought? Woodrow Wilson. I guess at this point we can take the Prince of Terror, since that reduces effect on partisans. I'm assuming we will have some occupation that will happen during our time in Serbia, for example. Oh, the Serbian army has been cut off. Oh, this is exciting. If they don't return back home or get connection to Serbia itself, that could prove fairly devastating for them. Though, I just realized that apparently Montenegro is also part of the Balkan League. So they're not as cut off as I thought it would be. This would be an excellent opportunity to declare war on them though. If I had that opportunity, it would have been great. There we go. I think I still think like we are outnumbered on the Eastern Front, to be sure. But I still think we're doing fairly well in that regard. Don't they have some sort of -5 to division organization? And +5 to division attrition? Apparently +8 to national unity, but that's 63% national unity. Nikolai, I don't think you will manage. I'm sorry. Let's make some more airplanes. More airplanes for the people. How many? Goddamn. There we go. More airplanes. Hussars, even more of them. Good, now we have 12 hussars ready to go. And we got some additional airports here in Krakow and where was it else? Krakow and this one got upgraded too. Good. Military harmonization, which will give us some nice doctrine bonuses to research of doctrines anyway. But now we have some nice airfields here. We got done. Oh my, Greece capitulated. Things are not looking up for them. Because despite everything that's happened, it's going pretty bad for the Balkan League. And despite Ottoman Empire fighting off against Italy at the same time, it seems that Ottoman Empire is doing surprisingly well. I am impressed. I actually really am. I am not even kidding with how impressed I am about the Ottoman Empire's ambition in the region and their competence when it comes to military matters. I'm the first one to ever say that in a World War I context, but I stand by it. I don't even know what to research anymore. I guess gas mask. No, not even gas mask. I will research this thing. Improved infantry equipment. Everything else will be focused on the various doctrines, because they will help us out quite a bit in the coming war. Like this one, for example. Mobile position. Instead of having this one, which will be static position. Division speed plus 10%. So yeah, we are doing really, really well. Can we change our limited conscription? No, we cannot. Export focused? No. Civilian economy? Partial mobilization. Why have I not done that yet? I don't know. But let's do it now. It's not like we have suffered too much anyway from it. Or even suffered at all. Bulgaria and Serbia are still going strong, though losing one of their allies was probably not a part of the plan. Or maybe it was. Maybe the whole time Serbia and Bulgaria had their internal agreement with screw the Greeks. There will be a distraction while we achieve the ultimate goal. But it does seem that Bulgaria will manage to push through and win. They are taking Thrace at a decent speed. And Ottoman Empire won the Italo-Turkish War. Oh my. That is not according to history. That's not how it's supposed to be. Can we now... Apparently that doesn't count. Why not? It is the end of the Italo-Turkish War after all. So one would assume that you can actually do that now. Well, maybe soon. Maybe soon. Russophobia. Doctrine effort. Let's get some more doctrines. Come on, Italy. It is the end of the war. You failed. You lost. It's fine. You can fail. It's allowed. Defend the border. What does that even mean? Veneto. Just random places. So they're preparing for war over there. We are preparing for war over here. We have an air force worthy to mention in polite conversation. I'm pretty sure they don't. At least I hope they don't. So that's a thing. That's a thing that matters. How strong is their air force, for example? They don't even have one. How's the Russians? Have a fairly big one. And so does everyone else. Alright, everyone else has a big air force, apart from us. That doesn't matter though. We have a better one. Because ours is made of Austria-Hungarian airplanes. And I'm fairly certain they are not, because we haven't really exported any airplanes to them. So how could they? Continue to expand the air force, and we will make use of it when the war comes. In fact, I don't even know what to put this anymore. We're producing things, I just don't know why we're doing it anymore. Maybe some more infrastructure over here, in case the war continues on for too long. And just to make sure that no one has any supply issues. Especially in case the war would be prolonged and everything will break down, so we have some more. Alright, now that is done, we still can't give South Tyrol and Istria to Italy because the Italo-Turkish war is not over, despite it being over, which is a contradiction. Kriegsmarine could go for infrastructure effort. Airfield expansion. This one will give to extra research slot will be after 1916. So it could go for that after a while. This one will give panzer effort. Yeah. Artillery effort. Let's go for equipment effort. So we can get a better... I mean, we are currently going for this thing, right? But when this one comes, if we have a 15% discount on it, then we can get that much earlier than anyone else and start producing it much earlier than anyone else. So that will be a thing. Early support weapons will be a thing too, one that we will focus quite a bit on. And we will allocate this to... We lack something. We lack wood, apparently. We need to import wood from German Empire. It's the first imports we ever make. And it's for wood. Of all things, it's for wood. In fact, I think we will make some more scouts. These will split off into being close air support and fighters as soon as we have those unlocked. Most definitely. Military theorist. Oh, I should have had him a long time ago. That would have helped with our army experience situation. Though our equipment effort and everything else will also help out in that regard. And if we take this thing and have the fighter focus, that could be pretty good too, so we can have fighters earlier than anyone else. Though we're reaching the point where we can probably start researching fighters anyway. So I'm not certain how effective that would be. Apparently now we need a lot of resources. United States is not a reliable source. Romania is a reliable source because they're right next to us. Equipment effort, done. Still can't give South Tyrol and Istria. So I have a feeling that is a no-go. The end of the Italo-Turkish war never happened. Maybe this mod won't realize that maybe Italy can lose that war. Or maybe since there's a white peace they will come back to it. But since they won against Italy, they seem to be renewed in effort and are pushing back Bulgaria really, really hard and will most likely win the Balkan War. This is an interesting twist. To be fair, I didn't pick the historical national focuses. Maybe I should have done that. But at the same time, now we have an interesting thing where Serbia most likely won't be so strong. And might just fall over flat when fighting against us. Maybe. It is January the 15th, 1914, and this was a very long episode, so I will put a cut in here, and next episode the Great War will most likely start. So in 2 episodes we have gone through all the preparations needed for the Great War, and we have a strong air force, we have a strong army, we have strong leadership. Everything looks positive for the war, and I have great hopes that this will be the shortest Great War the world has ever seen, and hopefully also the only Great War the world has ever seen. So I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, have a good one, and I'll see you later.